Let me take you back to a time before the flood, when the world was still young, but darkness had already crept in. A time most people skip past in just a few verses. But what if I told you this was one of the most critical crossroads in all of Scripture? Genesis 6 isn't just a lead-up to Noah's Ark. It's a warning, a revelation, and a courtroom record of a divine rebellion that shattered the boundaries of creation itself. It says, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Aluahiym saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose." Genesis 6:1-2. Now pause. Who were these sons of Aluahiym? Some say they were just the godly line of Seth, but Scripture doesn't support that. The phrase sons of Aluahiym in Hebrew, benei ha-Aluahiym, is used again and again to describe divine beings, heavenly watchers who once stood before Yahuah's throne. But some of them did not keep their estate. They came down, took human women, and from their unlawful union came something not of this world, the Nephilim. Most people think Nephilim means giants, but the word literally means fallen ones. They were large, yes, but they were more than that. Hybrid offspring with corrupted power, violence, and fame. It says they were the mighty men of old, men of renown. But this isn't a compliment. In Hebrew, renown comes from Shem, meaning authority, name, character. These weren't heroes, they were counterfeit kings, famous for conquest, not covenant. The world descended into chaos. But there was one man, Noach. And here's the part most miss. Noach was a just man and perfect in his generations. Genesis 6:9. Not just righteous, but tamim bedorotav, unblemished in his genealogy. His bloodline had not been corrupted. He was pure, set apart, chosen. The flood was not just judgment on sin, it was a reset on creation. Because Scripture says, all flesh had corrupted its way upon the earth. Genesis 6:12. Even the animals. This was genetic rebellion, spiritual infiltration, a direct violation of the seed that would one day bring Yahushua. But here's the part that should shake us. It says, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward. Genesis 6:4. So the war didn't end with the flood. That's why we see names like Anakim, Rephaim, and Zamzumim later in Scripture. Giants, enemies, remnants, and that's why Yahushua said, "As it was in the days of Noach, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Adam." Matthew 24:37. The days of Nephilim, the days of genetic corruption, the days when the covenant seed was almost lost. Those days are returning, but we are not afraid, because we walk in covenant. We walk in the name, and we know the pattern, so we won't be deceived. The scroll has spoken. Visit our website at hisnameisyahuah.org. Like, follow, and share for more truth.